Hello everyone, this is Kathleen and I am here today to show you this finished steampunk journal. I am going to put this on my Etsy and along with the second journal that I have to show you today. This is an embossed with texture paste, and this clock is a die cut. And I have painted it, blended the paint for mixed media, and it continues here on the back. Just kind of pretty. I tried to go for kind of a metallic, dark metallic. This journal has 3 signatures. It's 8.5 by 5.5 approximately. It has 1 3/8 inch spine. Has a total of 112 pages, 18 pockets and tucks, and 37 pieces of ephemera. I just did this simple elastic hair tie closure with a button, and I just kind of love the way all the lace looks on the edge of it like that. Yeah, I really like the way this turned out. So here's the front. I will probably include a book plate. I didn't put it on because I just really liked the way this page matched this initial, the inside of the cover, and I just kind of didn't want to mess with that. I tried a couple different things and ended up just leaving it plain. And so whoever owns this will want to maybe put a book plate or pocket or write their name or something here. Yeah, I really love this map paper, and this just a little bit of a steampunky embellishment, a little bit of stamping. This is a page from my my great illustrated book. Just all kinds of fun things in there, and I am so pleased to have a little bit of some kind of a terrain, early something. A leather page. It looks like leather. It's not really leather. This is Amazing Grace, the music catalog card, library card catalog. This is a picture of a hotel, I think. Something really fun, and a little vintage receipt. Slides in there. It's a bit of that beautiful antique lace that I'm running out of, but I included a little piece of it in here. I've used a lot of my fun things in here. A little bit of embellishment on that page. Some fiber in this page. This is just part of a paper sack, and I have in here a vintage printed postcard, and some of that railroad, Chicago and Northwestern Railway System. This is just really very interesting. It's a carbon of a letter that was sent, and I have a book of that. So I have that. This is a little gear die cut, vintage ticket for the Kansas coach line, and a little digital card tag. Yeah, this is the center of the signature, some kind of Victorian-ish, and stickers, and I have, maybe you can see, I have some gold rub and buff around the edge of that. Here's the other side of the paper sack, and it has some vintage ephemera as well. This is a piece of stationery from the Union Castle line, Edinburgh Castle, and digital journaling card paper. This is a triple pocket, just these little pockets down this side. It's just some vintage calendar page and a bridge, vintage bridge note score paper, and I just use these brads for rivets. Here's the sari silk ruffle. I did a tutorial on how to make that. I will try to link that in the description. I just love that book page. And a stamp there. There's the other side of this. This is a tag that I made, again, with some texture paste and blended paint. This is a seam binding bow, and it's just got some vintage ephemera. This says adventure die cut. Here's this dictionary of electronics book page. This is just a little bit of a side tuck here with some, this is vintage ephemera, and then this is a digital ephemera card, journaling card. There's some vintage lace that's tea-dyed. The center of this signature has some just some hand-dyed note paper there, and this little piece of vintage ephemera, and a collage tag. This is some vintage lace, and this is Kansas coach line, a vintage ticket, a vintage shoe tag, just this fun digital ephemera piece, and a couple of vintage note papers. And I like the way this turned out. You can't hardly see it, but it's some netting, and I just kind of gathered it there with a little gear and a watch part. A little bit of metal embellishing there, some cheesecloth, some more gears. I've done several of these embellishments. Here in the corner, this is an altered junk mail envelope, and a vintage prescription, and just another vintage note card of some kind. This is a double tuck. You can tuck something behind here, and then of course in the envelope. This is some vintage ledger paper that I have created this side pocket. This is a vintage postcard of Istanbul. Some of that bobble trim there. This is kind of a pretty belly band here with kind of a leather look, and it has, you can see those little metal embellishments. Just a digital tag. This is just a vintage flashcard that I have altered by stamping, and a vintage note paper. This is the final signature. There's that pretty map page again, with just a couple of labels. A digital card and a piece of vintage ephemera. March 2020. fold over pocket, side pocket. This is some really ancient paper from a school composition notebook around the turn of the century. And this is another little piece of vintage stationery. Center of this signature, and just a little pocket and journal card, and just lots of ephemera in here. There's a plain card tuck, and this just has a vintage receipt or check. This is just a really interesting book page. It has a nice texture, and I just have distressed it and folded it over this page. This is a vintage stenographer's notebook that's bound in here. This is antique lace here at the side. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just really beautiful piece of lace. This is also antique lace. This is hand crocheted, I think, or hand done. I'm pretty sure it's crocheted, but it's also woven. I don't know, it's interesting, but I believe it's hand done. And then this is the back. This is another little belly band, some rivets on there, copper, and a digital tag. And this is a stamped. I stamped and then did some painting on that. Just journal paper. And there's the back cover, and the closure again is just a simple hair tie. And I just love the way this looks. And so this says Moments, and this will also go up on the Etsy. And I appreciate you spending time with me. Thanks.